Hey guys, welcome to another video here at cloudcolubrids. We're here on a beautiful afternoon here in South Florida. A nice breeze, really nice and warm. And in this video, I'm going to be unboxing some rodent bins that I have. We're going to set them up, talk a little bit about rodent breeding. I got my order from Rodent Pro of frozen mice, which I'm going to throw in the freezer. We might even feed some snake. It's going to be an amazing video, so stay tuned. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm thirsty, so we're gonna go back inside for a minute, have a nice beverage, and continue this video. So it's really hot out there. I've been working a lot of hours. I just need a little something to give me that boost, and I need that taste, the caffeine that I love so much. This is not like your average iced coffee. It's almost like magic in a bottle. Cheers to everyone watching the video, and have a good weekend. Wow, it really has that kick. Let me put this down real quick. Oh man, I really feel pumped up already. It's not even been 40 seconds since I took the first sip, and I already feel better. So now we're gonna throw my Rodent Pro order into the freezer, and then I'm gonna unbox these rodent bins. So let's head in there and do that right now. So for those of you who haven't ordered any rodents online yet for your snakes and wondering how do they keep it ice cold, they give you these big blocks of dry ice wrapped in paper, and it'll keep your rodents frozen for days and days. I actually got this shipment in 24 hours ago. I left it there overnight just so I could do this video. I had confidence, I knew it would stay frozen, and this is how they do it. So if you guys don't know, I breed my own rodents. I have 3 bins of rodents, which is definitely not enough to supply all my snakes. I have them there just in case I have a picky eater, or when I breed snakes and I have babies, the ones that only want to eat live. And other than that, any excess I euthanize, and I do use them for my snakes. But in order to supply all of these snakes, I would need like a full rack system of mice, which I don't have an interest in doing. I don't want to get into that, but I definitely want to beef up my rodent breeding program so I could have feed about half of my snakes from what I breed, and then the rest I could order from Rodent Pro and lower my cost. That's the main goal. Alright guys, so this is the box. We're gonna open it up real quick. I always love ordering stuff in the mail. It always feels like a special occasion, like when you were a kid and you get a present. Even though you know what's inside, it's just amazing feeling. It could always be somewhat addicting, you know, but that's another story. Alright, so they give these little paper to keep everything nice in shipping so it doesn't get damaged. Alright, we don't need that. And I'm gonna put this down and show you exactly what I got. Alright guys, so this is one of the bins that I got. I have 3 of these right now, and this is what I'm using for my mice. You can see it, it's got a nice size to it, a nice metal grating on top which the mice can't bite through, and this plastic is really good. The mice never seem to want to bite through it because they got really sharp teeth. And this will hold one male with 3 females very comfortably, with a lot of babies running around. And this is actually labeled as the rat bin when you go on their site, but I like it because it has the extra size. I don't really want to use tiny bins for my mice, so I got that with the water bottle. The water bottle goes right in just like that, and then you have a compartment for your food. We're gonna set that up right now, but I got 2 more bins. Let me show you real quick. So now this is the mouse bin. If you go on their site, this is what they call a bin for mice. That's for rats, and then they have an extra large rat bin. Now this is the one for mice, which they say will comfortably fit a pair or a trio. So I'm thinking about putting 1 male with 2 females in here, and in my other bins 1 male with 3 females. So this will be just a little bit extra to give me that push that I need in a small space. I don't have a lot of space. And this is the smaller bottle that they use for this one. It pops right in there like that. You put your food, and you know, you could even keep these empty and throw in some mice as they start growing and they don't need the mother's milk anymore, just to raise them up just a little bit. But let's set them up real quick. And I had got 2 of the smaller ones. This is how it comes. You just pop that on top, and that's how that goes. Alright guys, so we got the bins lined up on the floor. I'm gonna put my first layer down. Let me show you exactly what I use. Yeah. Alright, so this is pine pellets. Now this is made for horses, basically litter for horses. Now you want to make sure when you get the pine pellets or any pine products for reptiles that it's kin dried. Just remember that, kin dried. So that's gonna be the first layer. Now I was doing it the wrong way in my first video. I was going to the big box pet stores getting something similar to this, that a small bag would be about 20 bucks. This big bag was $9.99. This is so much cheaper than what I was getting before, and the quality is just as good or better. So if you could find a local feed store or a Tractor Supply store, which is probably the best, that's how you want to do it. So you're looking for about a 2-inch layer on the bottom. This basically forms as an absorbent for the mice when they urinate. So it keeps everything nice and dry. Don't get shy with it. Get about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Give it a nice layer, and that's gonna keep everything from smelling really bad, because mice can definitely give your room a bad odor if you don't keep it nice and dry. And you want to change this out about once a week or once every 10 to 12 days maximum, and depending on how many rodents you have. Alright, so now we got our layer on the base, those nice dry pine pellets to absorb all those urinates and odors. Now for the final top bedding. This is pine shavings, and this is kin dried. Make sure it's kin dried. Pine shavings. Now I got those from the feed store as well. $9.99. When I started off, I didn't know about the feed store. I was going to the big box pet store, getting something that was not even a quarter of that for $19.99. This is saving me so much money. So if you don't know, if you have any feed stores or Tractor Supply stores, Google it. See if you have any close to your area. It's definitely worth driving out and getting all these supplies. You'll save a ton of money. So now for your pine shavings, you want to give it like 3 nice handfuls. Get about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Not too much. You don't want too much, or they'll start throwing it out of the mouse bin, and then it gets all messy. Just enough so they could burrow and feel nice and comfortable. It's like when you get into a nice bed and you got that nice heavy quilt. It's really nice and comfortable on a cold night. So nice. So just put it in there nicely for them. Some people use the pellets only, but I think you gotta treat your mice good and give them what they want. So now that's what you're looking for. You can see underneath is the pellets. Gives you a nice layer. And when they have the pinky babies, the pinkies, they burrow, they nest. It feels nice and comfortable for them.
So I've been using these bins for over a year now, and I really love them. One of the only issues, you got to make sure the water bottles are filled and the bins are clean. If you do that, you're going to have great success. They have tons of babies. Just keep the mice happy, treat them good, and you're going to get great results. So I just pulled some babies from the other bins to start a new colony.
So I showed you guys how I set up my rodents. Now I like to keep everything on a small scale because that's what I can take care of. I don't want to go over my head and then I can't take care of the animals. I want to make sure everyone's taken care of. So I'm not going to do too much. So this works for me. Some people have big operations, they have employees. I don't have any of that. And it's nice to be able to do everything yourself, see exactly what you're feeding your snakes. And these mice and rats, they're not like snakes. They're a lot more work. Snake might go to the bathroom once a week, spot clean. These, every day, they're urinating and pooping, and if you don't clean that, it smells really quick. So that's one of the biggest downsides of breeding rodents, the smell. You're gonna know they're there when you come in the room, but if you keep it clean, you can keep the smell to a minimum, and it's really not that bad. But I would not recommend keeping them where people are eating or anything like that, because you will smell it just a little bit. Alright, so feeding day is tomorrow and the next day, but I do have a couple that I want to feed today since we're dealing with rodents. So I'm going to go warm up a couple of nice pinkies and we're going to feed just a couple of snakes. I'll be right back. So first we're going to be feeding this male salmon snow tessera that I picked up from Lee Abbott a couple of months ago, just shed. He's really nice and pink, and you know, these are one of those snakes that you can't pick up the colors on video. You could see he's nice and pink, but these soft colors just look so much nicer in person. It'll be the first snake we'll be feeding today, and this guy eats like a champ. Never ever turns down a meal. Boom. So first up is Ric Flair. Ric Flair is my holdback. I decided to keep this guy. If you watched my last video, Pumpkin, my reverse Okatee female, this is the first baby she ever had. Now, he's looking beautiful, bright, vibrant, and he loves to eat. Boom! Now, Pumpkin had 2 babies last year, and that was Ric Flair, the one I held back. And this is the other male, both males. So now this is the second baby, baby number 2 that Pumpkin had. I will be letting this guy go eventually. I just want to see their colors develop, and this guy is deep in shed right now, so you can't really see his true colors. But let's see if he's hungry. You know, sometimes snakes won't eat when they're going into shed, but usually this guy has no problem eating. Boom! And how I could tell the difference between the two. In that saddle right there, you see a little bit of a dot right there, or a breakage. Ric Flair doesn't have that, so that's the easiest way to tell the difference. Alright guys, so we weren't doing a big feeding video this time since we're feeding tomorrow. I just wanted to feed a couple. I showed you all of the rodents, and I decided to continue to go with Rodent Pro over Big Cheese, ordering my rodents. If you have any questions about that, leave comments below, ask questions, I'll answer it. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I had so much fun doing this video. I still feel pumped up from the coffee. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. And it's a lot of work, you know, doing these videos, taking care of all these snakes. If you want to help support the channel, feel free to subscribe. And remember, it's your choice. He'll be the first person, I said person, he'll be the first snake we'll be feeding today. Now you want to make sure it's nice and ice cold. I got this cup sitting in the freezer for about a half hour with a little bit of cream and brown sugar. Just beautiful.